So a lot of times I get asked about the question of once saved, always saved. After a person commits to Christ, some people say you can never lose your salvation. And other people say you can lose your salvation. You got to be really careful because, you can lose your salvation. So my question was, I was thinking about it, and when Jesus told the parable about the sheep and the goats, do you think, if you hold to the concept that once saved, always saved, do you think that those people he's talking to, the goats, do you think that they were people who went through a salvation experience? Do you believe that they would tell you, if you asked them in this life, hey, are you saved? Do you know Jesus Christ? I think if you think about that, they probably would say they are. They probably would say, we cast out demons in his name. We're probably people that are believers, probably born again believers, and they would consider themselves saved. So then, when Jesus says, "Depart from me, because I never knew you," apparently that would indicate that they have lost their salvation. Wouldn't you agree? So I'm not sitting here trying to advocate that I'm you can lose your salvation type of guy, because I actually believe that both of these concepts are exactly true. It just depends on what your perspective is. So if your perspective is God, you know who is going to make it all the way to the end. You know the person that's going to be saved. You see his life or her life from before the foundation of the world, before the earth was created, before the universe was here. You know who will choose you. You know who will be saved forever. So, to God, absolutely, once saved, always saved. Once a person is saved, there is nothing that can separate us from the love of Christ that is in Jesus. Neither powers nor principalities nor Satan or sin, anything, nothing can separate us from the love of Christ. We are for sure saved. Now, if you're a person, from our perspective, absolutely, we can lose our salvation. We don't know. You can't tell me as a Christian person that you know absolutely for sure that you are going to heaven. If you do say that, then you are assuming the role of the judge, and you're taking on the authority to judge in the end. I know you say, I've trusted Christ or whatever, but I guarantee you, those people, the sheep and the goats in the parable, they had probably trusted Christ. They had probably gone through, or would say that they've gone through, a salvation experience. So the person who says that you can lose your salvation is also correct, because you can, I believe. In our perspective, we don't know for sure who's going and who's not. And literally, we'll be in heaven, standing up before the Lord, and will be separated by the angels right and left. And some will go into salvation, and others will go into eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels, or at least in the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, depending on the translations or what you're talking about. So anyways, I hope that gives you some clarity. It's not something we need to kill each other over, but it is something that we can actually both agree on, because we're both actually right. According to a person, you can lose your salvation from our perspective, but according to God, you can never. Once saved, you are always saved. So put your hope in Christ today, and do good works, because that is what we're supposed to spur one another on to. You can check out more of these things at allithea.com, ALLITHEA.com.